I want to start this review by wishing Spanish heartthrob Antonio Banderas a happy 59th birthday. What you may not know is that the star of Desperado also shares his birthday with Kylie Jenner, Justin Theroux, and Newt, the titular star of the brand new 3D platformer Newt One. And while I'm sure they're all going to have a great day, only Newt is going to go on a life-altering journey to bring color back to the world and save the elders. Yeah, that's fun and all, but who wants to work on their birthday? Newt One is a delightful new platformer starring a young Tone and their rhinoceros friend. We're told at the start that the elders have gone missing and a great slumber has engulfed the world. It's up to the two friends to travel to all corners of the world, bringing color back in an effort to save the elders and have a happy birthday. You do this by simply walking over the darkened platformers and touching the trees. The self-contained stages are usually large and floating up in the sky, so the goal is to color everything in without falling to your death. But don't worry about enemies coming after you, because this is a non-violent adventure about collecting music notes and coloring in the world. Pretty much the only thing you have to worry about is missing a jump, and even if you fall into the cold recesses of space, you'll just respawn a second later with no lasting harm. To make your job even easier, some levels will feature a drum that'll allow a mighty charge attack. This will not only paint in a large section of the world, but also impact certain platforms. For example, Newt can use the drum to turn water into ice, allowing them to safely slide to the next section. They'll also find a pair of wings that'll allow Newt to jump higher and float to previously hard-to-reach platforms. Perhaps the most useful pickup is a staff that'll automatically paint nearby tiles. This allows you to run through the stages without worrying too much about touching every single thing, and saves Newt a ton of time. No matter how thorough you think you are, it's easy to accidentally miss a flower or a tiny platform. Having that staff around helps you find those hidden areas, and boost your chances of getting 100% on pretty much every stage. Speaking of which, Newt One is split up into 4 main sections that are separated by theme. We start out on what seems to be green grass, but we'll quickly get thrown into a desert region, a cloud area, and a part of the map that is made up entirely of ice. Each of these sections has 6 levels to explore, all of which have musical notes to collect, a bird to save, and hidden areas to unearth. It's a short and simple experience, but it has a nice variety of stages and a few different obstacles to overcome. The problem is that there aren't enough obstacles to overcome. I'm fine with the choice to keep the enemies and combat out of the adventure. It would have been nice to see the game go beyond the usual floating platforms and spinning sections. About the most the game does to spice things up is to add bubbles where you can't color things in until you break a stone. But really, that's never actually a problem. You barely have to work to find the stone, so protective bubbles feel more like a nuisance than a real hindrance. Between the non-violent approach, the colorful graphics, and the simplistic gameplay, I get the feeling that this was designed for a much younger demographic. This is an incredibly easy game that you won't have any problem beating in a single sitting. The most challenging part of Newt One is the gameplay, which is a whole lot floatier than I would have liked. Our hero basically slides around the level, and platforming can be trickier than it should have been. But like I said, even if you miss the jump 1,000 times, you'll just respawn right next to it like nothing happened. But even with the easy difficulty and floaty gameplay, I was still charmed by Newt One. I like the colorful world and the music theme. I wish it was a bit more challenging and offered more variety in the stage designs. But this is a solid game for the younger set that has a lot of personality and a good message at the end. While it's a bit on the easy side and certainly won't win any awards for originality, Newt One is a delightful 3D platformer with a likable hero and a colorful mission. It's fun sliding around these floating levels and painting every nook and cranny. Unfortunately, the loose gameplay and repetitive stage designs gets in the way. but there's enough here for me to recommend it to younger gamers looking to get into platformers. This is gonna be Newt's best birthday ever, and also the most exhausting. Hey, thanks for watching our review. If you liked what you saw here, then you should know that we post new reviews and features almost every day. And here's the question I have for you. What celebrity do you share a birthday with? I'll go first. I was born on April 26th, so I share a birthday with Channing Tatum, Kevin James, Jet Li, Carol Burnett, that wrestler Kane, oh, and Melania Trump. Oof. Well, let me see who you're stuck with in the comments below. In other news, this is the start of Review-mageddon. We have so much to get through over the next few weeks, including Daymare 1998, Devil's Hunt, Arcade Tycoon, Atomic Heist, Decay of Logos, A Glider's Journey, and much, much more. While I work on that, I recommend you click that subscribe button and support what we're doing here. Until then.